Today on Clubhouse Gas, we've got a special treat. 12-year big leaguer Zayne Smith's going to join us, and we're going to go over one of the most fundamental parts of really playing baseball, but hitting in general, and that is the bunt. If your youngster is having problems getting a bunt down, or if you really haven't worked on them, this is the show for you. We're going to talk with Zayne. He knows a lot about bunting. He's a pitcher in the National League, and you got to get it down. So stay tuned. Today, it's bunting right here on Clubhouse Gas. Zayne Smith joins us now. Zayne, thank you so much for hanging out with us, buddy.
All right, good to be here.
I want to talk first off about just being a pitcher in the big leagues. You know, you and I talked about how much pitchers like to hit and the competition that goes on between pitchers. A lot of people don't think about pitchers in the National League and the pride they take in hitting. How much fun was it to step into the batter's box?
Well, you know, fortunately, I got drafted to a National League team. Basically, if you talk to most pitchers, you know, we're going to tell all the players that we're the better athletes because we all played different positions growing up in Little League ourselves. So I think we all can, you know, use the bat pretty good.
When you talk the trash, though, and then you get up there in a game and maybe you strike out or you pop out, do you catch a lot of ribbing from the position players about your hitting?
Well, it depends on how bad you look. I can remember a couple times where I faced some guys that had pretty good breaking balls, and they can make you look pretty bad, and you will catch a lot of grief once you come back in the dugout.
How important in your career was the bunt? How important was it for you to be able to be an efficient bunter?
Well, you know, in spring training, you know, that's one of the main things as a pitcher that they want you to work on because, you know what, it can get you a run if you can get the guy over from first base to second. You can get you a run right quick, and it's a little easier to pitch ahead than behind.
When did you start working hard on the bunt? You know, if you're a major league ball player, you're a pitcher. Generally, major league pitchers played shortstop, batted cleanup. Growing up, didn't do a lot of bunting. At what age did you really start concentrating on it?
Well, unfortunately, you know, it's really, you know, when you get into the minor league system with the, you know, the club that drafts you, because like you said, most of us, you know, played different positions, and most of us probably did hit third or fourth in the lineup, you know, in high school and stuff. So there was not much emphasis on bunting, you know, in the high school level. But once you get to college, you know, I think it's more geared towards, you know, making the pitchers learn how to bunt because that's what they're going to have to do if they go on to the next level.
We see a lot of times at the youth age, coaches teaching less proficient hitters to bunt. They want them to be their bunters. They don't work at all with their big-time power 3, 4, 5 hitters, but the kids who are having more trouble hitting the ball, they teach them to bunt. They want them to try to get on base. Is that, first off, is that helping the child who's not such a good hitter, and is it hurting the better hitters on the team?
I don't think it's a bad thing for the, you know, the lesser hitters. I think it might actually, in a roundabout way, give them a little more confidence to be able to maybe swing the bat a little better. Now, your better hitters, I think, really, you know, can you know, swing the bat pretty good. So I think maybe have a better grasp of bunting if they were ever, you know, shown the correct way to do it. So, you know, I guess it's a fine line, but I think, you know, if you're struggling as a hitter, you know, really learning how to bunt may help you a little bit when you do have to swing the bat.
I'm going to step back here, and I want you to assume I'm a 9-year-old who's never had a bunting lesson, and I want you to take me through a few things that are going to set me up to be an effective bunter. Can you do that? What's the first thing I need to do?
Well, you know, the first thing is, you know, I guess number one is knowing that you're going to bunt. Okay, so we know we're going to bunt. We want to get the runner from first to second. We're going to sacrifice. So basically, we're going to square our bodies, make sure we've got the bat basically kind of pinched right here. You don't want to grab the bat like this because you're going to get your fingers hit, and you're just going to basically move your legs to the ball. We don't want any, you know, jabbing at the ball because it's just not, you know, you're gonna pop it up, you're probably gonna miss it, and then we're just gonna try to bunt the ball.
So
we want the ball basically to come to the bat. We don't want to make the bat go to the ball.
So you're receiving the ball.
Right. You know, if you can really think about letting the ball come to you, it's much easier.
All right, so we know we're going to bunt. We're prepared. We square around.
Square around.
We've got our hand hidden behind the barrel of the bat.
And it's basically, and you know, you take the athletic position, I guess is what you want to call it, and, you know, and then just try to, you know, put the bat on the ball.
And what about aiming the ball? If you're
well, you know what, I think you know, you just kind of turn the bat. If you want to hit it to bunt it to first, you turn the bat to the, you know, kind of pull the handle into you. Since I'm left-handed, now right-handed would be the opposite, but you know, if I want to go down third base line, I just kind of point. You really kind of point the bat head to where you want to bunt the ball.
But you don't go after the ball.
You do not want to stab at it.
All right, so it seems pretty simple. You know, is it just a matter of repetition and practice?
You know what? Yeah, practice makes perfect, I guess, if you will. And you know, yeah, I mean, it's just getting used to, you know, seeing the ball, being comfortable with it being thrown from a pitcher, and getting, you know, used to just, you know, getting comfortable at the plate.
What about teaching a kid to take a strike out of that position?
Okay, well, taking a strike is really easy. All you do is, you know, basically, when you're bunting, if you're jabbing, you offer at the ball, it's a strike. So basically, all we want to do is, you know, keep kind of stable. And if it, you know, if you don't think it's a strike, you just pull the bat back, and that's it.
So if you're bunting correctly and not jabbing at the ball, you really can wait until the very last second.
Oh yes,
to make that decision.
I mean, I could, you know, I could be out here, and then, you know, until the ball gets, you know, right here.
All right, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to pitch to a major league ball player, right, which is kind of a big deal.
Let's see if I can hit one. See, now I missed that one, but you know, I'm going to try to hit it down the first base line. But I mean, you see, I'm not jabbing at it, I'm just letting it come to me.
That.
And it's just up and down.
Now talk real quickly about the suicide squeeze as we get up into 13 and 14 and they can lead off.
Well,
you see a suicide squeeze. What would be the differences?
The difference with the suicide is you don't want anybody to know you're going to be doing it. And the key to a suicide is the bunter better get the bat on the ball, because otherwise he's going to leave the guy running from third hanging out to dry. And you know, the reason you're doing it is to try to get an easy run.
Right.
So I mean, really, if I'm squeezing, you can't give away that you're going to bunt it. So you know, it's totally different. I would, you know, myself, I would stay in my hitting position like this the whole time and just, you know, right at the last second, you know, drop into your bunting stance.
Not something that, as a coach, you want to do with a player.
I don't think you'd want a guy because that gives everything away. So I mean, it's you know, you're trying to surprise them.
All right, so let's see that. We're in a suicide squeeze. One out, runner on third.
And it'd be just like that.
Except you're probably going to see this pitch. Or something
worse.
worse.
See, now that, I mean, a suicide, you know, the difference between a suicide and a sacrifice is that you've got to bunt whatever pitch is coming. And, you know, if you got a smart pitcher, he's going to, a lot of times they'll pitch out. Well, you know what? As long as I can, you know, I'm going to try to do whatever I can to bunt the ball. Yeah, see,
that's fine.
He would have been out. But
oh, you fouled it.
Right. See, now the guy was dead.
Right.
But I mean, as long as you make contact, you know, you're saving the runner. And a lot of times you might want to hit it harder.
Yeah, we're pretty much done. I'm just continuing to do this so I can show my dad that I was pitching to Zayne Smith. And he won't think I'm a loser anymore. Hey, look, Dad, I'm pitching to Zayne Smith.
Yeah.
And look, I forgot him to foul one off. I'm a stud. Zayne, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. It's been an honor.
Enjoyed it.
Zayne Smith, I got to play baseball with him. Hope that you come back. I'd love to talk with you a little more about maybe some pitching. That's going to do it for us today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow on another great edition of Clubhouse Gas. That's what we do. That's how we roll. You get a couple of world-class athletes together. I don't know when the other one gets here, but
Yeah.
Weldon went to get batteries.